Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is on this super cute stacked layered highlighted wig. No baby hairs, child. It's just giving realness. Okay, these layers are everything. All right, so if you guys want to see how exactly I cut the layers, get the curls, no baby hair look, then just keep watching. Okay, so starters, this wig is from Asteria hair. I've worked with them a honey time, so I love their hair, clearly. I'm just showing you a little bit of goodies that they put in the box for me, which I also appreciate oh so much. But yeah, this is what the wig looks like. It is a highlighted wig, and I will have all the details down below. But I went on ahead, bleached the knots, plucked it, you know, did my regular. Put it on my mannequin head, one of my mannequins, Bridget. Of course, y'all see her all the time. And then what you guys are seeing me do here is I'm taking my hot comb on the highest heat, and I'm just flattening basically the hairline and our part. I already knew from the jump that I wanted to do a middle part, so I just kept it how it was. If you're gonna do a side part, do it now, and then, you know, flatten it into that side part that you want. And yeah. Okay, so what you guys see me doing now is, like I said, I knew I was doing a middle part, so obviously I'm taking one side and I'm going to show you guys how I do the stacked layers. So I started at my mannequin head's chin, if that makes sense, and I'm literally going in a diagonal cut, so you guys will be able to see that in a minute. You see how it's like diagonal, like it's literally going down on a slope. That's how I cut. That's how much hair I got off. But you want to make sure that when you are cutting your layers, you're going in a diagonal slope. So basically, I parted the hair in the front from her ear forward and went diagonally down. Okay, same thing I did to the right side is the same thing that I did to the left side. I worked in little sections so that I don't cut too much, but you definitely want to keep that like gradient effect to the hair. You don't want to like do a blunt cut. So as you guys can see when I'm cutting, in a second you'll be able to see a little bit better, but as I'm cutting, I'm using my guideline and I'm cutting like jagged a little bit because you don't want a blunt cut. I take the next section, as you guys can see, so I'm going to bring Bridget up a little bit, and you guys can see I'm taking the next section, and that is basically like the back of her neck, or our mannequin's neck, whatever, and I'm taking the last end point that we cut and I'm starting from there and just going down in that same jagged, you know, diagonal line, if that makes sense. Hopefully this like it's a good point view so you guys can see, but you're literally gonna follow where your last cut is. I start there and then I'm going jaggedly down so that it still keeps that diagonal shape or that slope to go down. You do not want, well, this is how I did, okay? Everybody does it differently, but you do not want a blunt cut and you do not want blunt ends, okay? You definitely want to keep everything nice, jagged, kind of like, think of like split ends, but like not so much, if that makes sense. Okay, once again, like I said, whatever you do to the right side, you're definitely gonna want to do to the left side. It looks a little bit different for my end on both sides. So what I went on ahead and did was took all the hair, pulled it to the back, and I went on top of the hair and cut down. Here you guys will see that I'm taking the two front sections in the front and I'm putting them together just to make sure everything is even by like her face frame shape. And then here I'm just adding some long layers like in the back so that everything was one dimension in the back. So they're basically like, how do I explain this? I'm taking the top part of the back and I'm just cutting diagonal down, if that makes sense. Instead of diagonal sideways, it's just diagonal down. Still the same thing, same concept. You're gonna want to cut jaggedly. If you're new to layers, honestly, I would say start with long layers. Maybe the front shouldn't be as short as mine is, because once you take the hair off, you can't add it back, okay? So yeah, this is what it looks like after I, am done cutting. This is what the inside of the lace looks like. It comes with 3 combs, the adjustable band. The lace was super thin, which is really, really good when trying to blend it in. And of course, I'm going to use my lace tint spray to, spray the inside of that. And I also believe I did spray my wig cap, if I'm not mistaken, but just to make sure everything blends. Okay, so you guys have seen me do this every video. I start with the top of my head. I'm using my Bold Active lace glue. You can use whatever lace glue you have, but just keep in mind, do your research on the glue that you got, okay? Because every glue requires different steps, especially if you have a lace glue that requires heat, no heat, whatever. I let it completely get clear, okay? You cannot see no white on that lace glue. It's completely clear. I cut my lace off camera, and I'm just going to tack it right down on top of where that glue is. And this wig blended in perfectly. That's why I feel like I didn't really do baby hairs with this wig, because the wig itself, it was giving scalp already. So I didn't even feel like I had to go on ahead and add that little extra touch of baby hair. So I didn't. So the same thing that I did to the top of the head, I'm doing to one side, as you guys can see. I believe I did 3 layers in total, which is my go-to. 2 to 3 layers is my go-to, especially because I don't keep my wigs on long. I know a lot of hairstylists that do up to 5 layers. Child, just keep in mind how long you keeping that joint on, okay? I'm also going to take my Wonder Lace spray, I guess it's called. Yeah, my Wonder Lace spray. And I'm spraying that basically on the sides, the ends. I basically did it basically on our sides, just to make sure that the wig stays completely on and it's nice and secure. It doesn't lift on the sides. And plus, I knew I was going to be playing with this hair a lot because I was going to do curls. And me playing with it so much, I didn't want the sides to lift up first, if that makes sense. Okay, so you guys are just seeing me basically go back in and applying a little bit more of the lace glue or the spray, whatever I needed to apply to go ahead and tack our sides down, especially because I don't necessarily like measure my head properly sometimes, so some parts of the lace don't get completely stuck down. However, when I go back in, I do go ahead and stick it back down. So same thing that I did on the right side, I'm doing on the left side. I'm using my comb, making a nice thin layer of our lace glue, 2 to 3 layers, applying a little bit of that Wonder Lace spray, or you can use Got To Be. Got To Be has always been my best friend, but lately I just been giving this a nice little whirl, and I like the spray itself. It's not like too tacky, and it's not like, it doesn't leave like a hard cast residue. So I like that about it. Okay, so once again, I am just touching up little parts of the lace that did not stick down the first time. And I'm using my back of my comb for that. Putting a little bit of the lace glue on the back of the comb. You can use a rat tail, whatever you have. Just to make sure it's a nice thin layer and that it's clear. It is not white, okay? Make sure it's completely clear, because if not, you're going to be able to see it through the lace. It's going to be messy. It's just not a good look if you do that, okay? Okay, so this is what it looks like with nothing. No baby hairs, just nothing. I just applied it. I'm going to use the band, the wig melt band that they gave me in the box. And I'm going to tie that completely down. Of course, I'm going to tie my ears too. And we're going to move on to curling the hair. Now, because the hair had layers, I curled it away from my face and gave it that look. And then I pin curled them. And so I didn't really like go in and do like a detailed curl. I'm basically just framing my face all the way down. You can go in and actually like pin curl the entire head, but keep in mind, like, I just wanted curls at the bottom of the hair and to frame my face so much. Okay, so one of my best tips to give when I'm curling my hair is you want to curl away from your face, and when you are done curling, especially with a flat iron, but a curl iron is a little bit different. When a flat iron, when you are done curling, you want to hold that curl and just pin it straight down. You don't even want to let the curls drop, not yet at least, because I want them to cool in that same form. So basically, I'm pinning it, taking it, winding it all the way back, and then pinning it. So yeah, I think I did like probably like 5 or 6 curls on each side. It wasn't that many, and I didn't OD, but just keep in mind to curl away from your face. Okay, so I probably let that sit up until I did my makeup and put my lashes on, etc. And this is what they look like after I'm letting them drop. I did use like little itty bitty pin curl pins, and that's what it looks like that. And yeah, I'm taking them completely out, and then I'm gonna comb it through. And this is where I really decided not to do baby hairs because I feel like it wasn't needed, but I'll show you guys in a minute. Okay, so this is what really gives it like a stack look. It's because the hair is a lot shorter in the front, obviously, and then it gets longer as it goes. And then because we cut it in like diagonal kind of like shape or form, that's what gives the curls like, they kind of look like waves on top of each other. That's the best way that I can explain it. But here I'm just taking my hot comb and I'm curling the hair, or the hairline, not curling. I'm flattening the hairline just to make sure everything is nice and flat. And this is the finished result. It was super cute. And honestly, I've been wanting to do stack layers for a minute, so I said, why not? And the fact that I did not have no baby hairs with this unit, and I think I didn't put any baby hairs at all in this unit. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.